Peace. Kofa, G.R.O.W.T.H podcast. Wake your glass up. Happy Thursday, y'all. Almost to the end of the week. Happy Friday, Junior to all. Today is May 4th, 2023. The time is now 6 o'clock. I appreciate everybody being in here. I am your host, Kofa, Kofa, not coffee, not kufu, not kofi, or any variation thereof. This is G.R.O.W.T.H podcast. GROW stands for Gentlemen Reaching Our Wealth Through Healing. Again, I appreciate everybody coming in. Hit the like button as you come in as well. Again, housekeeping. Take your shoes off when you come in the house. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. If this is your first time watching one of my lives, my broadcasts, for those that have been here before, I already see Corey Joe in the chat. Peace, brother. I appreciate you stopping in. For those that don't know, I am going live every day in May. It may not be a full live broadcast, but I've been pretty consistent this week. But the boy need a break. So tomorrow I might chill out a little bit, just have a relaxing time, go live while I smoke a cigar and just chop it up. I appreciate y'all if y'all stop in, but I'm going live every day in May for those who may not be aware yet. But again, as I always say, make 2 nights in a row, I've said, hey, I'm not going to be on here long. And I've gone from 1.5 hours to 2.5 hours to another 2.5 hours. So I'm going to try not to make it long, but I do want to hit these points. You see the thumbnail? I asked the question, did you really listen to Kevin Samuels? Having conversation with some of these men out here, I have realized that the ladies aren't too far off in their assessment of the quote unquote Kevin Samuelites, if you will. There are a lot of brothers out here who have just simply taken his talking points. Make sure hold on, trying to make sure my connection is good. I think I'm good. If y'all can hear me, Corey Joe, if you still in here, bro, hit a one if you can still hear me good, brother. Okay, I'm good. It says excellent. I just wanted to double check. Um, Again, I just wonder how many men really did listen to Kevin. Like, instead of just repeating the talking points, how many of us actually took them and started putting them into practice? Because having these conversations again and then listening to some men talking, some men even in this red pill manosphere, YouTube relationship space, whatever you want to call it again, I'm hearing people kind of misconstrue his words because some of this stuff doesn't apply to you. Yes, he was talking about a 10%, 1% of the guys, but he also spoke about the average guys making that come up. So I ask again, how many of us have started to put those things into practice that Kevin talked about? Tomorrow will be his 1 year anniversary of his death. I know it's going to be a slew of videos out there. I'm trying to get ahead. I am a small channel. So again, as you come in, hit the like and the subscribe button. Above my head, you see the Cash App and the PayPal. If you want to donate, you can. If you don't want to, if I haven't earned your subscription yet, that's fine. But likes are free. At least hit the like button for me. Help me with this algorithm. Again, on a march to 1,000 subscribers, on a march to 4,000 watch hours. I'm trying to hit it by the end of the month. So help your boy out. I am going to do the work. I do plan to present you with good content, and I think I've been doing a damn good job this week, especially. Shout out to Brother Broken Traditions again for issuing the challenge for me to do this live every day in May. I think I'm succeeding so far, but I'll let y'all be the judge. Y'all let me know. Hit me on the back channels, hit me in the chat, hit me on my page. I'm starting to use this more as social media, even more than IG and Facebook and things. Again, this is social media. Y'all talk in the chat, get to know one another, talk a little bit of shit in a fun way. Don't do anything or say anything disrespectful. We do want to keep it cordial. And I know I'm the leader, so I got to do a better job of that as well. But tonight, I do want to get into some of these Kevin Samuels videos because I do see guys just putting his content out there. I don't appreciate it. I didn't know the man, but that's some sucker shit to me. But there I go again, cussing. Kofa's still going to be Kofa. Let me tell y'all as y'all come in. This suit is less Kevin Samuels and more Sammy the Bull. So sometimes I'll be on some rough, rugged, and vulgar and raw shit. But trust me, I'm coming from a good place. I'm coming from my heart. I want brothers to do better. So again, thank y'all for coming in. I'm going to go ahead and slide over to some of these comments real quick, and then we're going to get cranked up and started right away. Corey Joe says, damn, that beat go hard. Hey, man, I told y'all the other night I like making music. I've rapped before. I can tell y'all that whole history later on. but I just got in the mood to write again. I hadn't written in a long time. So I was watching The Godfather. I was like, man, I wonder if somebody, chopped up the beat, sampled it, and I happened to find that beat on here. I believe the brother's name. I put it in it's in the description of the video. God, I forgot the brother's name because I just looked it up. I just thought of somebody playing on the internet, but apparently he's a solid producer because he killed that shit. Corey says I'm stealing it. Hey, bro, it's not mine to steal. So have at it. I would play it again. The only reason I played it for those 2 minutes, I'm hoping YouTube let me slide, because the beat has gotten so many views. It's gotten like millions of views. So I don't think it's gonna get a copyright strike, but I did want to just pay that tribute to Kevin Samuels as the Godfather. I'm not gonna gamble with that. Sorry, Corey. But you can run the replay back. But if you look up Trap City Godfather Trap Remix, yeah, you'll find it. I appreciate it, Corey. I know I was making sure my connection was good. Quiet Storm in the building. Salute, Kofa. I'll be right back, but checking in for the watch hours, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. No, I did not do that beat. That's another brother. That's another brother. But that one slaps. I was like, man, tonight I'm a gamble with it, man. I'm gonna try it for Kevin. But salute to that brother. I appreciate everybody again being in here. But we're gonna get right into it with a surprising video to clarify some of this stuff that people have always said about Kevin, things they say about any man, just speaking out truthfully about relationships and the dynamics between men and women, especially black men and black women, is that we hate women, and that's not true. And that, oh, y'all are so against women. That's not true. Nobody, I'm not gonna say nobody, but a lot of people weren't on Kevin Samuels when he was talking to men. I happened to catch him early. Funny story, the reason why I caught the brother early is because Tracy McGrady had just retired, and I was looking for highlight videos. Somehow or another, the algorithm pulled a Kevin Samuels video, and when I saw Kevin Samuels, I thought it was Tracy McGrady wearing some glasses. So I clicked on it, and the brother was like, men, and then he started going in to talk. I was like, this ain't damn Tracy McGrady. And then he started talking. I was like, oh shit, okay. Because again, I was searching for this kind of space at the time. Came across his video, started rocking with him since then. I wasn't even red pilled yet, but I checked back in off and on. So I remember his earlier videos talking to men and just talking about being better men, and that's the direction I want to go. And then, he kind of flipped it in 2020 when that video went viral about average at best. I'm not even going to touch on the women tonight. I'm going to just review some of these videos and break down, because I really want to make sure brothers are hearing him and trying to put this work into practice. It can't just be all lip service and throwing out statistics at so many women all the time. Because again, like I told one of my homeboys earlier today, women gonna do what women gonna do. You got to be a solid man, like I always say, whether you're a husband, father, boyfriend, or bachelor. It don't matter. You take you wherever you go. You got to be a solid ass man through and through. With that said, not gonna belabor the point, but let's get into this first video.
Your enemy. Are you living an interesting life? I mean, you're 34 working in the warehouse. What are you doing that's interesting?
I mean, I like to work out.
Okay.
I mean, I like to go out, places and visit places and stuff.
Okay, what are you doing that's interesting?
See, I didn't have none of that when I was a kid, man. I mean, I was a kid, didn't have friends. I didn't go to my
all right.
I didn't go to my proms and nothing like that.
And at 34 years old, that's your responsibility to address. It's nobody's concern but your own. No one cares what you did not have. That's your problem. That's it. I didn't have a father. That's my problem. Everybody got something.
I'm overweight, working on it right now.
Okay.
Okay, Corey said he couldn't hear me. My bad. I forgot sometimes when I switch to a video, when I'm playing a video, the mic will automatically mute it. So the mic will automatically mute itself so it doesn't get feedback. So what I was saying about the video was Kevin had to ask that guy twice, what do you do that's interesting? And the simple answer would have been either nothing or I'm not sure. He would have given Kevin something to go off of, even if it was nothing. He could have pointed him in a direction. Like if I heard, okay, you like going to the gym, have you thought about becoming a trainer? What other fitness stuff are you into? It's other things you can roll into off of that. But he had to ask the brother twice to get the answer out of him. And then the guy started going into his childhood and his past as a 34-year-old man. Kevin didn't ask that shit. What I was saying was, we can't keep telling women they need to sort out their daddy issues and whatever stuff and trauma they had, and we haven't done the work. I said it yesterday on my live. Please stop telling men to go to therapy. For the women and the men, stop telling black men, oh, you need to go somewhere and heal, and you need to go to therapy, and you can't offer a suggestion. But at the same time, you can't keep talking about what you've been through. We all got a story. All of us are a walking fucking novel. We all got a story. Tell me about how you overcame what the fuck you went through. But I'm gonna let it keep rolling.
Okay, you got 2 struggles already. You can't be short and fat.
Yeah.
2 strikes. You gotta pick a struggle.
That's true.
Kofa Slide's 5'5", but he's yoked. You know that. Why are you short and fat?
Mm-hmm.
Why? You know women don't. I mean, why?
I just
You're not rich. You can't be short and fat.
Yeah.
How much? About how much do you make a year?
40,000.
And how old are you? Almost 40. So you're under. So 40 years. So you're underemployed too.
Yeah.
All right, bro. So short. I don't have to worry about that. But your weight and your money fuck with your confidence.
Break that down real quick. I'm gonna show you how quick Kevin corrected him, directed him, but poured into him at the same time. He didn't tell him he was a broke ass nigga. He didn't tell him he was fucked up. He told him, you're underemployed. Many other people would have heard that and just started getting in his ass because of how much he made or didn't make. He just simply told him, you're underemployed. He told him his height thing. Again, I've told y'all, I'm 5'6". I've been 5'6" since I was in the 8th grade. But I'm going to still get my jump shot off, and these are pretty nice. I let that height shit go way back when I was a fucking kid. So he told him height you can't do anything about. That's straight genetics. That's a gift from God, curse, however you see it. I see my shortness as a gift. Depends on how you look at it. But your height you can't do anything about, but the weight and the money he's getting ready to break down to him. Yeah, you can't have multiple struggles, man. I mean, we all got some type of struggle. But the stuff that you can affect, that you can correct, is what needs to be corrected.
How would the female of the species want to take your genes and put them into the next generation?
Correct.
Short, I mean, you're fat, underemployed, and unambitious. Should males like that in the animal world be able to mate?
No.
He's already got that. At 38 years old, is this where you thought you'd be in life?
No.
And what are you doing about it?
Working out.
No, you ain't working out, you're fat.
That's true.
You see how quick he had to correct him? Again, brothers, we can't come in with the same type of delusion that we talking about these women have out here. Again, just repeating Kevin's talking points. This is an early Kevin video. You see he had just started growing in his beard, but his standard was his standard throughout the years. You see where he was filming at, he still had the candles around. It took him a while to become the Kevin Samuels that we know. But he was already doing the work. This is why he's asking the guy, remember what I said, your work ethic matters. I'm huge on work ethic. Because your work ethic is what's going to get you to that next step. Keep playing it.
See, this is why I have these conversations, because a lot of this stuff gets lost in the sauce when women start talking about women and these red pills and all this other kind of stuff. This ain't got nothing to do with women.
at all.
See, at 5'5", at 5'5", you should be in shape for you.
Mhm.
You should be in shape for you. You should be out earning what you can because you understand the world at 38 years old, and you're past middle age for a black man. You should be out earning and doing something more. Honestly, a lot of guys end up just quitting in life, and that's fine. But you get a quitter's reward.
Exactly.
Which is nothing. If you're gonna fight, bro, fight to your last, literally until your last breath. Until that, until somebody got to put you in the ground, you keep fucking fighting. Trust me, I done been in the darkest of the darkest places, suicidal ideations, all that jazz. I'm an open book for the most part because I know my story ain't just my story. It's other brothers out there that's gonna see this, hear this, that have gone through it. So you find your struggle, you know where your weak points are, but you also know where your strengths are. So build on top of your strengths, sharpen your weaknesses. It's really not that difficult. Start simplifying this shit. And I know the story goes, man, it's not that easy. Nobody said it was going to be easy, but it's not that goddamn hard either.
You have zero confidence, and you're a quitter. You're underperforming, and you lack ambition. You need to go enroll in martial arts or boxing somewhere and let somebody knock the shit out of you because you don't know who you are. See, what I want everybody to understand is this is what happens when you have good information and you have no assertion. Not a matter of information. He knows everything that needs to be.
Got to get care of one of these.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
That's why I started off talking. We got all this red pill information. We got all these books. We got all these different gurus. If you don't apply this shit, what good is we talking for? What's the point?
He knows he's overweight. He knows he lacks ambition. He knows he lacks confidence. He knows he's been told what to do, but yet he's still waking up doing the same damn thing. This is 100% on you, man. You're getting the life you deserve. If it's real, what difference does it make how it's coming off? That's your feelings. 2 + 2 is 4, no matter how you feel about it. You got to speak an emotional language that you lack. They frustrate you because you don't understand them. And you can't get what you want from them. What you truly desire from them is you desire them to love you like your mama did. Unfortunately, no one will love you like your mama did. Women are not supposed to love you unconditionally. They're supposed to love you with condition. Because you're a man, you're supposed to go out and deliver. Hypergamy exists for the betterment, because if not, we'd have a bunch of shiftless, lazy things going on in the world, and we'd still be living in huts and caves. Women aren't your enemy.
Again, they're not. As much shit as we talk about them, we know what the fuck is going on. We're not dumb. Again, brothers, you matter. You're not crazy. But again, you got to make better choices.
Do you understand now? Is it
I understand.
Is it a little bit more clear?
Yes, I will look at it from a different angle.
Military background it's kind of hard to.
I don't want to hear how hard shit is. You ain't been to war. Do you go to class and do you sit by yourself?
I sit with everyone else, but I don't really
talk to anybody.
No.
Why?
I'm uncomfortable.
I'm gonna let it run a little bit.
Give a fuck about your feelings. These are first world problems. You're uncomfortable? You said your father passed, right?
Yes, that too.
Okay, so you think your father would be proud to hear his son say, I can't even talk to nobody?
No.
Fuck you talking about? All right, you can either answer the question or you can leave.
Yes.
You're a virgin. All right. Is that something?
These are the things, I think Corey just said it. This was the first time I heard this. Look, Kevin went from the car to this room, wherever it was, to, I think, his condo. So the brother, he talked what he was doing as he was living it. But you see the way he's addressing these men, and so many people just want to say, oh, he hated women. He talked to women. I mean, he talked to men and about men, just simply getting better for 3, 4, 5 years before that video. Because I think this is back in probably 17, 18. When I found out about him, it was 17. I think he had just started his channel. He'd been going a couple of months. But here he is giving advice, and you see it spans the age realm. I think that one kid was like 20-something. Another guy was 40. Another guy was 38. And remember what I told y'all yesterday. The first 18 years of your life, it counts. We could talk about childhood trauma and all that shit. It counts. But that first 18 years go to your parents. That go to being a child. The next 18 years, you're 36 now. You done went through your fuck ups as a 20-some-year-old. You spent half of your damn or most of your 30s trying to correct that shit and figure out your actual path. Between 35 and 45, I just personally believe a man has to hit his stride. And I believe if you actually take inventory of your life, you're going to. The biggest things for any young bros out there listening, protect any man that don't have kids, protect your fucking seed and stack up your money. You're not missing shit out here in the streets. You're not missing the parties. You're not missing the games and all that. But we're going to get into some of that stuff, giving yourself pleasure, not in that type of way, but giving yourself pleasure as you do make these strides and this come up. I'm going to let it run a little bit more.
Thing you're proud of.
I'm not proud of that.
Okay, well then, so what is your purpose for calling? Is it to debate with me about how there's nothing wrong and this is natural or normal, or that you need some help?
I didn't say that.
So what is your purpose of you being here? Do you need some help with something, or do you want to justify why you're here? I don't care if you're okay. If you're happy with your situation, knock yourself out. But what's your point? What's your point?
My point is there's a cycle that continues.
Right.
And though a person,
and you get to pick it.
Yes, we can pick the.
You can pick it. You can pick. You can be becoming a lone wolf. You can pick to break the cycle. You can pick to address your issues. I don't care about how you got where you got. I care about what you're doing about it.
But that matters because
no, it doesn't. No. See, that's the difference. It matters to you. To the rest of us in the world, we don't give a shit.
And why wouldn't it?
Because we don't have to care about why your shit is your shit. We got our own stuff.
Big facts.
We don't have to worry. No. Let me explain something to you. People don't have to understand why you're fucked up. People only care about how you're fucked up affects them.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
Human beings are selfish. You know you're fucked up. I know I'm fucked up. It's our responsibility to address our issues. People who expect other people to make allowances for them, to accept them and say, well, you know, he's fucked up. That's what your family does.
Let me give you a clue.
No, let me go ahead.
Nobody that.
Yeah, I'll give you a clue. Socially, I'm not gonna argue with a socially awkward 28-year-old virgin who wants to tell me it's the world's problem.
I'm gonna bring it back on me. Appreciate y'all being in here, man. Jason said something real. When Jason said, but let's be real. Notice how little pushback he gives. KS is giving it to him raw, and he isn't being offended. He's being receptive. A lot of those guys were until that last guy played. But it's so many guys that think like that and move like that. Even if you think like that, unfortunately, you don't have to carry out the actions. But again, your thoughts become your words. That's why he was trying to argue with them. And that's probably why he was getting the results in life that he was getting. His thoughts became his words became his actions. So when he called in the Kevin Samuels show, he was trying to run bullshit on him. I'm talking about the last guy. I'm not talking about the guys that were, as Jason said, receptive to what Kevin Samuels was giving. And he wasn't even giving them smoke. He was giving them guidance and direction. He gave them actual advice the same way he did the last guy, but the last guy took it a totally different way. So again, gentlemen, this is about us being better. Simply that. Nobody gives a fuck. We say it all the time when we're in these rooms and spaces and we're having conversations about, you know, relationships and things that men go through. Nobody gives a fuck. We always say that as man. But then you want to get together and have these sob stories or these pity parties, and that shit ain't gonna work. And I'm not telling you not to have any type of emotion. I'm an emotional guy. I can be, but being an emotional man means you know when to check that shit and when to let that shit out. Yes, nigga, it's okay to cry in the dark. Get that shit out. I done blubber, boo-hoo, snot, ugly cried when I was going through some real shit. When I couldn't see my daughter. Well, I didn't know when I was living check to check. All that shit. Nigga went through it. But you get that shit out, the sun come up the next morning, and you take your ass back to the grindstone. That's what that has to be. You can't keep saying, I went through this, I went through that, all this stuff. Again, you can't keep putting the same shit out there that we're trying to tell women, and then you're not on your square. Get over to the comments. Of course, they think it was 2015. It may have been. I don't know. I know I caught on to him in 17. Again, Smoke and Talk, Baltimore in the building. Appreciate you always supporting and being here. BT, you see I'm still running, bro. I told you I'm going live every day again. Now tomorrow I'm taking a break, BT. I'm gonna be chilling a little bit, smoking a cigar. Might go live on the back patio, and y'all just fall through and kick it with me and talk shit about these NBA playoffs. Antonio, salute. Peace. Appreciate everybody coming in here. Jason Williams said, I had to learn that years ago. Don't nobody give a damn about my issues, my struggles, none of that. I had to get right. You got to shake this shit off. And let me tell y'all something, bro. Once you do that as a man, you a cold motherfucker. You're going to be a dangerous man because can't nobody tell you shit. I often tell people, again, salute to Antonio. We was in the military together. But tell people again, man, once you cross that threshold, you're going to be a cold motherfucker. And I often tell people, what the fuck you going to do to me the United States government and army hasn't already done? What the fuck I got to be scared of? Everything that you've gone through, listen to me close, bro. Everything you've gone through, you already went through it. You done survived. You won. You still here to tell your story. But don't just tell the story what the fuck you went through. Tell the story of how you overcame that. Somebody else needs to hear it. I started this channel on a whim. I was kind of just talking shit and dropping videos on Facebook and things of that nature. And then having these conversations with my friends, they were like, man, you like another Kevin Samuels. No, nigga, I'm not. I'm not as refined. I'm not a high value guy. I'm a man of value. We'll get into that. But I'm not a high value guy, but I like his content. And what he's saying is true. And I can scale it down to the average guy. Man, you need to start a YouTube page. You need to start a YouTube page. Everybody kept telling me that. So I finally did it. Now I'm here a year later, still rocking with you fine folks, but still trying to get monetized. It's not going to be overnight. I've said it once before, and I'm going to stick to it. If Kevin Samuels is a Godfather, I'm going to play Michael Corleone. That was the one in The Godfather that didn't want to be in the mob. He didn't want the family business, but kind of got forced into it by happenstance. That's kind of what happened to me. I started hearing this so much, I said, fuck it, I'll try it. I think I'm pretty good at it. I'm getting better at it. Again, you find folks rocking with me, so I must be connecting on some type of level. Because there's so much stuff that we go through similarly as men. I told one story yesterday about my cousin getting locked up because somebody falsely accused him of rape. 3 other brothers said, I have a story like that. I have a story like that. I have a story like that. So many of our discussions and conversations in this space are so intertwined and closely related, and we don't know until we tell it, which is fine, but it's not going to be a pity party. That's why Kevin stopped those guys from going down that path. What are you doing about it? I don't have time to hear it, especially on a show. What are you doing about it? Slide back over to the comments. Broken Judicial says you got to send me this video, Kofa. Which video? The Kevin Samuels one? I got you. I got him locked and loaded. Jason said, yeah, I had to learn years ago. Corey Joe, salute Jason. He feel you on that. Jason said, that's why I don't like how society today tries to make young boys be so emotional and sensitive, but they never tell them the man up part. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. We get accused for not caring about their feelings when they fall down and we tell them to get up. But then when you got a grown ass man that got years worth of trauma, you expect him to get over it overnight. Again, I'm issuing that challenge to anybody that sees this. Stop telling black men to go to therapy if you don't have a suggestion. Crying in the dark is right, but not too much emotion, a little too feminine. It is. I'm gonna share something this older lady taught me, and it was true. She was like, women are emotional, men are sensitive. And it made sense because I thought about stuff that, especially when it comes to my daughter, my mother, any woman that I'm protecting, any space that I'm protective of. Your home is your castle. You're gonna protect that shit. We kind of sensitive about shit. And I know that sounds like a feminine term, but let me talk about your favorite fucking team. I know I ain't the only motherfucker to shed a tear when we found out Kobe died. We're kind of sensitive about shit that we really love, but we constantly have to check our emotion. We're not allowed to be emotional. I'm gonna cap off with that. But y'all keep rocking with me. Keep rocking with me. Antonio said, "Fast, bro. What the fuck they gonna do to us, Antonio? That the government ain't already did?" I told him, "Look, the fucking army got my DNA on file. What the fuck you gonna do to me?" Look, they tell these boys there is no difference between men and women to the point boys start thinking they're women, not getting into that cancel culture talk. Just saying.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
Look, this last one, yeah, that was the first video of the night. Peace, royalty. What's going on, sis? Appreciate you putting up there. Yes, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that and hit like. Again, if I gotta earn your viewership, your subscription, I don't have a problem with that because the work is coming. Just hit the like button because the likes are free. Let me get to this next video. This one's gonna be a little bit longer, probably about 15 minutes, but it's important to listen to because this one is about black men belonging in some of these upper echelon places and working towards that and not taking no shit off of nobody or taking no for an answer. But we started out with women are not the enemy, brothers. As much shit as we may talk about them, as much shit as they may talk about us. Uh-oh. Thought I had muted that. I apologize. Women are not the enemy, brothers. But let me get into this next video. Fast forward a little bit. So I'm gonna pop.
Parties.
Wind it. Y'all stay with me.
Angry.
I'm gonna break down the backstory he's talking about. Essentially, he was a younger guy in a corporation. They had a big party. He was one of the few black faces in there, and one of the CEOs at the time, he didn't know who it was. Wife approached him because he had on a tux, so she assumed that he was the help, that he was working. She asked him to go get her some champagne, and he had to let her know that he worked basically for her husband and this, that, and the third. But he was killing it at the company at the time. He helped get something patented. And then once he started telling the story, I guess the next day at work or whatever, the guy was totally embarrassed, or one of the other CEOs was totally embarrassed because that was the CEO's wife. So that was their little circle. But Kevin had been killing it, and it was an embarrassment for them, some white folks, to assume that the only black person in the room didn't belong there and he needed to go get some champagne. She assumed again that he was the help. So he handled it well, laughed it off, but he internalized it and didn't forget. And this is where the rest of the story is coming from and why he's pushing black men to do better. So let's get into the video.
I checked her in the appropriate way, and I remembered that. I'm not going to ever let anybody make me feel as though I don't belong. And that is what I see far too often with black men. We don't want to go to places, these upper echelon places, because you're afraid that you don't belong. There's a fear there that you don't belong, that some shit like that, some fuck shit's gonna happen. Well, let me tell you something. Your ancestors built this country. This country is what it is because of ADOS, because of because of the slave trade. We know the history of this country. There's not a place in this country where we don't belong. So I walk in everywhere like I belong. If I have the credentials, if I have what everybody else has, I'll have what everybody else has. Let me say that again. If I have what everybody else has, I'll have what everybody else is having.
Knocks down another three ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man.
Again, brothers, did you really listen to Kevin? Did you start applying it? You could throw on a suit. I don't wear this every day, but I got ammo. I got ammo. I can walk in these other places. You can't fuck with me. But guess what? Like I tell you all the time, bro, I can't fuck with you. It's something those of you listening out there can do that's going to put me to shame. I don't know what your special talent is, what your skill is. But I know I have the ability to listen and decipher stuff pretty fucking quickly and figure people out. I know what's for me, what isn't for me. I think, well, again, I've been short all my life. I told you I love basketball. So I think with a point guard's mentality, I like putting people where they can make the shot. I do it at work. I do it on the federal side. I do it on the Army side. I know people's talent. I like bringing people together and connecting those dots. It sounds crazy because at my core, I like being by my goddamn self. That's why y'all see me in my garage smoking my cigars. But when I'm on a team, that 5-man team, I can piece that shit together. And you're going to give me what the fuck I'm due because I have that talent. Let me keep rolling.
And that's what I want for you to start looking at yourself like you belong. I'm going to do a full broadcast on this because I'm actually take calls and questions, because what I see is so many black men who have the ability, the potential. But when even that broadcast I did the other day, I had some guy to get in the comment section talk about, young brother, don't ever think that, you go into these rooms and these people are going to look at you the same. I could give a fuck how these people look at me. I know how I look at myself. I don't accept that from that person. I don't accept it from that woman. I won't accept it from you either.
Gotta pause it again. It's so many times I've heard that from especially older black people being here in the South. It's so many that are still afraid of them white folks. And they may not be afraid to go do work for them or something like that. But being in those spaces, it still scares them. They think something's just going to pop off and happen like a mass lynching or something. Or that, again, they don't belong. There's a place down in, I forgot what town it is, but it's right outside Montgomery, Alabama. And it has great catfish, but it's a white-owned place, but they have great seafood. Give you large-ass, big country portions. And my mom was telling one of her friends, girl, let's go over here and the blah, blah, blah. Ooh, it's too many white folks over there. My mama looked at her. Them white folks can't tell me where I can and can't go. I want some fish. I don't give a damn who caught it. Take that with you, man. You belong. Like Kevin just said, we built this motherfucker. We know the history of it. We know that. It's so much stuff, ingenuity black people have put into this country. Why are we in 2023 walking around like we don't belong in these places, like we can't fucking compete?
Somebody else's prejudices and perceptions are not my problem. If I've done the work, and you know what it is, you often have to do 3 times the work to get half the credit. I want my credit. I want it now. I want it hot. I want it ready. I want it juicy. I want it on time. I want it the way I ordered it. I want my steak medium rare. I want my potato loaded. I want my asparagus crispy. I want my wine chilled. All this bougie shit that we feel like other people can have, but we gotta have the fucking leftovers and the chitlins of the world. Fuck that. You get lobster too. And then you can still...
I gotta pause that. I was reading Jason's comment. Real quick story. Jason says, yo, real talk, Grove. Oh, it went away. Let me bring it back up here. That's why I'm 40 plus and still get picked up quick by younger dudes when we hoop. I know how to game plan and put people in position to win that, and I'm a sniper. I was 20-some years old. We went to the park, me and 4 of my friends. And we were playing against these younger dudes. We were in our late 20s, 30s at the time, had, like late 20s, had all been smoking Newports. These younger dudes, late teens, early 20s. So they was a little bit faster. Your body does change. And it changed quick when you smoking them cancer sticks and all that. But we ended up picking up this old school dude. When I say we won every game, we ran them young cats off the court because of that old school dude. He was in his 40s at the time. Motherfucker was like a carbon copy of Tim Duncan. I mean, bank shots, jump shot, wet on the double rim. Bro was cold with it, man. So again, gentlemen, just a kind of pivot basketball analogy. Just know the game, where to put yourself, where to put your people. But let's get back to this video because this is important. This is one of the ones I found because I hadn't seen this video. So I just watched it today and I'm going to have it on a loop for myself.
Go eat a 2-piece and a biscuit. You belong there.
Let me rewind it a little bit. Uh-oh. Now it's acting up. I have to start it over. Hold on.
Women aren't your enemy.
I'm going to start it back over from where we were. I think. I don't know why it does this. Y'all stay with me.
I would tell more.
There's some of the other videos. I don't know why it's doing this. Hold on. There's a reason why I wanted to play that video. Y'all give me a second. I'm going to bring it back up. Killing me. I appreciate y'all being in here. It's like anytime I try to pause it and comment on it, it killing me on that. Oh, I'm in the wrong folder. Crazy me. Almost got it. Almost got it. I think. Damn. That's not it. This is killing me, man. I don't know why it does this. I don't know why my shit paused like that. This the wrong video again.
I would tell more young men to do this.
I might have to go to the next video and come back to it after I find it. Because that video is very important. The Black Men Belong video, that was why I wanted to start off with that one. But we're going to move on to this video real quick.
I would tell more young men to do this. Keep your head down and eat crap until you're 30. Get out there, fail, try some things. Spend about 5 to 10% of your time dating, all that other kind of stuff. I don't expect you to be a monk. Relationships, love and all that stuff, it may not sound nice, will come later. You really need to know if you can work with this person long term because we're messy, complex people, and we have to have a higher tolerance for failure. It's not that men don't want to be with women, they just don't want to lose it all.
Bring it back on me real quick. My apologies about that. I don't know why that particular video stopped. But again, you got to put in the work. But I'm going to try to play this video again. I did find it. Let me run it back. See, they trying to hate on me. It's okay. Just had the goddamn video. There we go. There we go. Get back to where we was.
Because if I've done the work, and you know what it is, you often have to do 3 times the work to get half the credit. I want my credit. I want it now.
Facts.
I want it hot, I want it ready, I want it juicy, I want it on time, I want it the way I ordered it. I want my steak medium rare. I want my potato loaded. I want my asparagus crispy. I want my wine chilled. All this bougie shit that we feel like other people can have, but we gotta have the fucking leftovers and the chitlins of the world. Fuck that. You get.
I'm still in that. Whoever is a Kevin Samuels fan or, you know, confidant, I'm still in that. We don't have to have the chitlins of the world.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
Go ahead and get to some of these comments real quick while I got it paused. Jason says, yo, real talk. Okay, that was the basketball. Jason says, it's the victim mindset, growth. Let me cry rather than let me compete and give me what I work for. It's simple. I tell people all the time, you're not going to take your ass to work 2 weeks and not get a check. So when you're dealing with people in general, whether it's a romantic relationship, friendship, if you're not getting something out of that, if you're constantly pouring into somebody else, what are you going to have left for you? You can't pour from an empty cup. Quiet Storm says, damn that, show me them white folks. I've ran circles around a bunch of white folks and had no shame about it. Either compete or get the goddamn sleep. That's big facts. Of course, you're killing me, Smiles. It wasn't me, man. It was the equipment. The Quiet Storm says, I want my damn steak too. That's big facts. Medium well. Let's get back to the video.
Lobster too. And then you can still go eat a 2-piece and a biscuit. You belong there. So why aren't you there? Why aren't you there? Are you afraid that some guy who may not know you or may not think you belong there is going to do that to you? Fuck them. Don't give them the comfort of security of your absence. Don't make it easy for them. If they have those kind of limiting beliefs, put your black ass in a room and make them recognize your gangster. Do not self-segregate yourself to make somebody else feel comfortable. Take what's yours. Don't ask for it, take it. That is why I say men are confident, intelligent, assertive. But I really want you to get to the next point. Once you finally realize this is where your life and you get to make it, then you have to get competitive. And then you got to get aggressive. Yeah, you got to get in the fight. Because they ain't going to give it to you. Power is not given, it is taken. 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 You can't appeal to somebody's nature or whatever. You take it from them. What I tell you, fighting and fucking, what are you fighting for? Everything out here has somebody coming from another country to come get their piece of it. You were born here. There is no place here you can't go. So what's stopping you? I asked, what's stopping you from going to these rooms? What's stopping you from going to these cocktail parties? What's stopping you from going to the mayor's ball? What's stopping you from going to the art exhibit? What is stopping black men from going to places that are considered high class?
And we got to get out of this. I think he's getting ready to get into that part of it. We got to get it out of this. That's white folk stuff. We've created so much. I know Drew was talking about it maybe a week or so ago. You do know black people created hockey, right? I know it's, been taken over. What's crazy is black people created hockey. A white man created basketball. So things are what things are, regardless of where they created it from or who created it. But we have so much sweat equity and actual financial equity put into this country. Why the fuck are you not going to these places? I told some of these brothers, I shared a picture over the weekend when I stepped out the red phone booth here in Atlanta. It's kind of like a speakeasy cigar bar. You can Google it online. But they have a dress code. When I told a couple brothers they had a dress code, their eyes got big. Like, what do you mean a fucking dress code? What's the dress code? Brothers, you don't have to wear the suit and tie every day, but you need to have a suit more than a funeral, a wedding, and a job interview or court. You get to wear a fucking suit as a black man. You get to dress nice. I found my rhythm over this past winter. I like turtlenecks. Some days I don't feel like throwing on a tie. I like turtlenecks. I got to take some of these suits back and get them resized. Why? Because the work I've been putting in, I done dropped another 10 pounds. You get to be better. Nobody told you couldn't go to these places. Stop telling your goddamn self. Get that shit out your head, man.
Black women are there. It's your mindset. Ain't nobody stopping you but you.
Knocks down another
people,
three ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
You don't want to go and compete. You don't want to go get out of your comfort zone. You don't want to go learn how to move in these places. Yeah, you got to go in there and learn the lingo. You got to go learn the language. You got to go learn the mannerisms. You got to go learn everything else. Well, guess what? If you want what you say you want, that's what you're going to have to do. Look, man, ain't nobody sweating what's going on in the black neighborhood, black community. They come take what they want from us and leave. Try to drop black business on the Arab side of town, on the Hispanic side of town, on the Asian side of town, in the white suburbs. You ain't getting in there. But you can drop anything you want on the black side of town. Why? You let them. You let them. Learn from them. Look, man, they're not your enemy. You may want to paint them as your enemy. You know what's the universal? Green. Money. You know why I belonged in that room? Because I was fucking good at what I did and I made the company money. And I never let myself believe it was anything other than that. I was there because I was profitable for them. And when it was time to pay me, I expected to be paid the most possible. I negotiated hard and I took no shorts. They didn't do me a goddamn favor to give me a job. They were lucky to have me. You belong anywhere here. You don't just have to stay at Oak Cliff or DeSoto or Acres Homes or Fifth Ward or wherever the black side of town is and doing black shit. It's all black shit.
Remember, I keep saying it, man. You take you wherever you go. Bring them comments back up real quick, and then we're going to finish out this video. Jason says, fighting isn't always physical.
Knocks down another three ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
Jason also says, ain't nobody stopping you but you. These is facts. I had to tell myself that too. You might get some looks. You know what's crazy? I went up north. I went up, this is when I was in Baltimore, Smoke and Talk. I don't know if I walk different. I know I sound different, but all me and my homeboy did was walk into this particular bar in Baltimore. All the black folks turned their head and was staring at us. I don't know if we were dressed out of pocket. I don't know. I kept it simple. Had like a button up and some jeans. But for whatever reason, every head turned and was staring at us. But I still went in that shit and enjoyed myself. I knew I was out of town. I don't know what side of town I was on. I don't know if I looked like somebody everybody had beef with or owed money to. I don't know. But the point is, you take you wherever you go. So you go on that other side of town. You go try those different foods. You go try that different sport. If you have worked yourself to a position where you can afford that, or where you can go to these different tastings or just open type of event, a day party or something like that, you give yourself that opportunity. We can't keep boxing ourselves into, like Kevin just said, the black stuff, the black side of town. It's so many things there. Because I tell you what, who the fuck said you can't go there, spend your money and eat and enjoy your goddamn self? But if you walk in the room, they got black people in there working. So they'll hire you, pay you whatever they're going to pay you, which probably is just, enough to keep the lights on, make ends meet. We've all done those odd end jobs before. But you can't go work in a corporate setting or blue collar setting, stack your money up and go work, Even if you are a blue collar guy hanging off the back of the trash truck. I was just defending a brother when the whole Ebony K. Williams conversation came up about the truck drivers or the bus driver, whichever, blue collar, whatever your blue collar job is. A lot of y'all guys are making way more money than some of these women with these goddamn degrees. But you just come home stinking. That's what the fuck you work for, to pay the shower, to pay the water and the gas and the light bill. So you can take a hot ass shower. And then go get you a suit, get that bitch tailored, and start off with something simple. And go from there. Again, as my homeboy Ty calls it, hood rat repellent. The women you want to attract will be attracted. The women you want to repel, it's hood rat repellent. They will repel themselves because, oh, he lame. You don't want that type of broad no goddamn way. Let me get over to these comments real quick. D. Scott, appreciate you being in here again, brother. Entering photography art competitions really got me out of my comfort zone, especially the receptions and openings. Led me to other work, getting published multiple times, and networking. Y'all know what networking is? A conversation. It's so many people, and again, I told y'all I'm a paralegal, but it's so many people that I've spoken to just over the phone, by email, and then met in person, and they didn't realize that I was a paralegal, that I wasn't an attorney, because of how I spoke and carried myself in the rooms and conversations I was able to go into a meeting and give certain suggestions and ideas. They think I'm an attorney. I just don't want to go to law school. I don't want the fucking headache. Could I do it? Yeah. But just having been around that area for 15 years, of course, why wouldn't I have learned anything by now? But it's so many people that were shocked when I was in my late 20s and I was able to articulate and have conversations with older people and make connections with other people, get them right to the right people if I couldn't get them an answer. Because people still remember you being that bridge. A lot of people be like, oh no, he's just a middleman. I want to talk to sometimes you're going to need a bridge. I'm good at being the bridge. Sometimes I have to make a decision and call a shot. Either way, you got to be able to execute. Shout out to you, D. Scott, for making that happen, bro. And the thing is, you had to get off your ass and go do that. Brothers, this shit is not going to work with you sitting at the house just watching YouTube. D. Scott says, this white shit gets you paid as long as you remain true to your purpose. And that's for you just getting better as a man, once again. Jason Williams says, D. Scott, keep pushing. Get what's yours. All of it. All of it. Quiet Storm says, the shower, them lights, the heat, AC, internet, food, fridge, and that phone don't work properly without a blue-collar worker. Big fact. Good. Yeah.
Knocks down another three ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man.
That's big facts, Quiet Storm. Told sister the other day, those blue-collar workers y'all don't want to work, they the one that built that corporate building for you to sit your ass up in. And then wonder about whether or not you're going to get laid off when a pandemic happened. I digress.
That's one thing I would say, that the men who founded the fraternities back in the day, you look at Kappa Alpha Psi, Alpha Phi Alpha Phi Beta Sigma, and Omega Psi Phi. I know there's IOTA, but you weren't founded until the 60s. You think about founding an organization in 1906, 1911, and 1913, I believe. The founders of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, they were founding their own black fraternity while washing dishes in a white fraternity house. Oftentimes, they were the only black people on the yard. At Indiana University, they had to actually bring men from around because they had trouble getting 10 guys. Now it's hundreds of us, thousands of us, but we don't go to the same places they fought to get into. Why? Man, fuck them. I ain't selling up, man. How do I go to one of these kind of places and not have to kiss ass? The fuck? That's not the question, brother. How do I go to these places and not have to kiss ass? Man up. Kissing ass, you mean play the political game? Play the money game? It's the game. Why are you so worried about kissing ass? because you're worried about what somebody who has less than you thinks about you. Man, hey man, Leon went over to that old bougie ass place. Yeah, man, he in there kissing them white folks' ass and blah, blah, blah. Where's the person that's making these comments? Are they shoulder to shoulder with you going in there to take something? Or are they sitting on the corner? Look, man, at the end of the day, the only person stopping us is us. The only person stopping you is you.
Facts.
We belong there.
Jason just said it.
We belong there. We're entitled to it. And if you don't take it, someone else will. I'm going to tell you something else. American black men, African Americans, I can tell you this much. If you don't get your shit together, if you don't start taking your appearance more seriously, your image more seriously, your brand more seriously, if you don't stop playing with life, if you don't stop being a 31-year-old dude just consumed with pussy and not consumed with purpose, if you don't stop playing, acting like you're an overgrown goddamn teenager, that pussy is still new to you, and you ain't worried about nothing else but macking these hoes, guess what? They're coming over here from the continent. They're coming over here and getting it.
I'm gonna pause it right there. Go ahead and give him one of
Knocks
these.
down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
Listen, if you have the opportunity to go to these places, well, let me say it like this. If you're choosing not to go to these places, there's a good chance that you have the opportunity to go to these places. So anything that you're not getting, that conversation that you didn't have, that somebody else had because you weren't present. He said it earlier. Stop giving these motherfuckers a leg up simply by not being in the room. Go. Have the conversation. Yes, rub elbows and shoulders with whatever the term is. Have the conversation. Simplify your game. Make it simple. Give this quick story. Y'all remember when Mike was scoring 32 a game? I want to say that was the 92 season. That was the second ring. You know how he said he scored 32 points a game? He broke this thing down in the interview. He scored 8 points a quarter. And then he said he scored half of those from the free throw line. So 4 points a quarter basically is 2 shots. You gonna tell Michael Jordan he can't make 2 shots a quarter? And then he goes to the free throw line, so he gets fouled and he knocks down 4 free throws. That's 8 points a quarter. That's the rhythm he kept going on for 4 quarters. That's how he kept ending up with 32 points, and nobody could figure out how he did it until years later, after he retired. Somebody was like, let's revisit the 92 season. He was like, man, I scored 8 points a quarter. You gonna tell me, I'm Michael Jordan, you gonna tell me I can't score 8 points a quarter? I can't score 4 times? Simplify your game, bro. Whatever your particular field is, when I was on bank trucks, I knew the city I was in. I knew the route. I knew which way the flow of traffic was going. So I could get through the flow of traffic and get these folks their money and get my ass safely back on the truck and eventually get my ass home. I tried to lessen the chance of getting robbed. I tried to hit places where it wasn't going to be a crowd of people, where I constantly had to keep my head on a swivel. Simplify your game. And pivot over to the comments. We still got a little bit to eat on this video. Bingo, 8 points a quarter. Simple. Break it down, make it simple, keep it simple. The impossible becomes easy as pie. It's all one step. One step after the other, rather. Let's get back to the video.
I got no problem with him because you ain't there. Where you at? You mad? You get upset when you see a beautiful chocolate sister on a white boy's arm? Well, guess what? If she likes going to these places and doing these things, where are you? I know one thing. I can't wait to get to Atlanta and do MIT Atlanta there, because we're going to act like we belong. We're going to go where we belong, and we're going to get what we're going to get. Believe that. We're going to go, we are going to be on the 43rd floor overlooking Atlanta the first part of the morning. We're not gonna be in a rundown, we're not gonna be in a sugar shack somewhere. No, we're gonna be in the boardroom. We're gonna be in the boardroom, a very nice boardroom. Because we belong there. Then we're gonna go have a very nice, a great lunch because we belong there. Then we're gonna go get first class treatment at 2 other places because we belong there. Then we're gonna go have dinner and dine like kings and get served like fucking princes because we belong there. Then we're gonna go socialize like grown damn men, VIP, because we belong there.
Why can't that be your weekend? Why can't that be a regular thing for you, brothers? Even if that's not your steez, you need to find something that is your rhythm. It should not be a shock to you going to some of these places that the service is good. I've heard black folks just blown away by good service. Because again, we used to this black shit. We used to the hood shit. And unfortunately, we getting that type of treatment from our own people. But we'll accept it because those are our people. I ain't going, like you said earlier, I ain't going over there with white folk. I ain't going over there kissing their ass. Listen, some of y'all grandmothers will roll over in her fucking grave if they knew how you was out here treating people on a daily basis. Common courtesy used every day. All of a sudden, we use some manners with somebody of another race and we kissing their ass. Because we so accustomed to talking shit and tearing down each other. It don't make sense. You belong there. Guess what? I took my ass to DR and Colombia, and guess what? I used a little bit of Spanish I know. My partners asked me, man, who taught you Spanish? How you learn Spanish? Watching Power. I just paid attention to little things. Yeah, I took it in high school, damn near failed. Took it in college, damn near failed. But it was always something I was just interested in learning. I want to be able to go to these different places and know a little bit of the language. I just had to use Spanish today on the phone out of the blue. Tried to call somebody I used to know. Apparently they done changed their damn number. An old Spanish lady picked up the phone. Hola, hola. I'm like, what the fuck? Hola, no inglés. Lo siento. Número incorrecto. Simple ass phrase. I'm sorry, I got the wrong number. But it caught me off guard. I froze for a second. But because I have been practicing my Duolingo, everything went okay. That fucking quick. You don't know what situations you're going to be put in when you're putting in the work. That's the purpose of doing the work. I'm going to keep saying it. You do the work, the opportunities are going to present itself.
You know what? Why you belong there? Look in your goddamn wallet. You know why you belong there? Look at your resume. You know why you belong there? Look at the sweat off your brow. Now, what's in your mind? That's all we got to do. Put it in your mind that you belong there. Who's going to stop you? See, we got to dispense with this thing of that if I go over here and do stuff that's upper echelon, that I ain't still keeping it real and being black. Fuck that. I reject that wholeheartedly. Black men have always achieved.
Facts.
Whether we got the credit for it or not, we have.
Yes.
I reject the fact that there's only one way to be a real man. You got to be on the... No. It ain't always about the street. Life is war. You need to be a warrior scholar. So where are you going tonight? What are you doing? Are you just sitting at home? Are you sitting at home while you letting every other man out here run wild and take everything? Where are you? Look, man, ain't nobody rushing to get into the clubs that serve shit in red cups. The little hood joint, the little juke joint, the only people there is us. Go over there and go take what is yours.
Listen, man. It gotta be deeper than hood shit. It has to be. And I know we always talk about the sisters going for the Pookies and the Ray Rays and shit like that. And this is where I do give pushback against the women. They say they these corporate chicks, but we see who they date. We know they fucking with the Pookies and the Ray Rays. You don't have to be one of them, bro. Go over there and find you a sophisticated sister. Go over there to the other side and find you somebody outside the race, if that's the case. Find you, but you're not going to find that shit going to the same places, doing the same things, moving with the same people. It's going to hurt. It's a reason why eagles fly above other birds. If something is chasing an eagle, all the eagle does, the eagle don't even fight back a lot of time. They just fly up. Because they can go so high, the air starts to thin out. That other bird has to give up. So just keep moving up. Again, there's just a little bit of Kofa-ism.
Bring who you want, take what's yours. And then what you do with it's your business. I don't care if you run over to the suburbs, play golf, go to the cocktail parties, go to the cigar lounge, go to the American Heart Association events, do all this upper echelon stuff and take it right back to the hood. Knock yourself out. I don't dick watch or pocket watch. I want you to get it.
Don't dick watch or pocket watch.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man.
Guess what? Black women want you to get it too. I was talking to, I'm not going to say the person's name, but I was reminding them of a video that a sister here did on YouTube. Talked about how she was married to a white guy and how she was feminine, beautiful, inspirational, just a model, traditional wife, feminine, submissive, and all these other kind of things. And I remarked that in this video, she had a revelation that says, you know what? Everything I did for that guy, I could have done it for a black man. I could have done that. I could have done it. An open admission, I could have done all this. And then my children would have had a father and mother that looked like her. And it was the first time I'd heard a woman actually admit the truth that we know. But what the kind of things she likes doing, there weren't a lot of black men out there. Black men.
That's one of the ones to get away, brothers. I know we talking about this 80%, but if we're going to start scaling and skilling up, we're going to have to go in different spaces to find that anomaly, that unicorn of a sister. So this is one that we let get away from us. Those brothers that was on that level at that time and just wouldn't go. Again, this is why I talk to a lot of blue collar guys. You got the money, but is your mindset blue collar? What's next after you get off that truck? There's a television show, and an older guy put me onto that. It's a television show. I think they got the clips here on YouTube or whatnot, but it's called the Blue Collar Millionaire. That's the name of the show. Look it up, Blue Collar Millionaire. Unfortunately, a lot of times when we're looking at these episodes, and it may just be the system being the system, but it's so many white men doing dirty ass jobs, but they're fucking millionaires. It's a dude that's a millionaire, and he goes around with his pickup, with a couple of pickup trucks, collecting trash. But he turned it into an actual business. They clean out homes, after crime scenes, the hoarder houses when people die, all that. That's the type of shit he goes out there and cleans up. It just empties out the house. All he does is just haul trash, basically. But he's a fucking millionaire, and it's a white dude. But after you get that dollar sign, what's going on up here? What's next? Go to some of these different places, man. Because I promise you, in the next few months, when summer kick off and these day parties and things start happening around Atlanta, I'm going to be moving around. And I know I may be the only black person or one of the handful that's in there. Because I do want to go to some of these different places and just see. Get to these comments real quick, because y'all had some real ones. Jason said, because we set the bar so low for ourselves, our standards are trash. Can't even argue with that, bro. And I'll be wanting to fight back so bad and argue with some of this stuff for our people. But real talk, that's why we started using the word the community. Because it's not the community. We love blackity black. But at the same time, our standards are so fucking low, we just expect nigga shit. I mean, it's the lack of a better term. Jason says, growth, man, bro. I was doing Duolingo during COVID, then I stopped. I got to take time and get back to it. Yeah, man, get back to it. Do a lesson a day. That's all I do. I do a lesson. Sometimes I feel froggy and just keep it running. And Spanish has been easy. Those Latin languages are easy. I'm also trying to learn Arabic and Kiswahili. Crazy part, I started learning Kiswahili years ago on YouTube. I think the dude's name was Cool Man Sam, a brother from the continent. But I was just taking notes, but I actually started to learn it. I think I shared that story with y'all before. I would get up before I would get my daughter up in the morning. I would get up like 30 minutes and just watch his video and just write down because he would have the words pop up. And I started learning Swahili. Go to the University of YouTube, man. It's so much free information out here. Start somewhere and just keep, again, skilling and scaling up. And start going to some of these places because you belong, like Kevin said. Get to this last comment. Antonio says, bro, being overseas for so many years makes you look at this place different. It's going to force you to. It's going to open up your eyes. You're going to go see different things, see that people live totally different, that you don't have to live in this craziness here. We had a brother, I haven't forgot about it. We had a brother choked out on the subway in front of people while somebody recorded it in New York. And we had an active shooter kill somebody and shoot 4 other people here yesterday in Atlanta. And both allegedly behind mental health issues. I got to go back and read some more. Hopefully some more stuff come out and I could drop that video over the weekend and have that discussion. But going overseas, going different places, people do live a different culture. America has sold us this idea that we're number one. And unfortunately, black people have taken that idea and think that we're number one amongst all black people in the world. We matter more than anybody else. So when we talk about these white folks here, we show as hell acting like them. When it comes to looking down at somebody else, you know, only, what was it, 3 to 6% of the slave ships came here to America. Majority of them went to South America because it's warmer there year round. They can get more out of it. Slavery was a business again, but not going to go down that route. Again, I told y'all, woke for the sun got up. We can have that conversation another day. Let's finish out this video.
If black women like going to the ballet, opera, art, I have more black women hit me up saying, thank you for doing what you're doing. I want a CIA black man, but I cannot find a black man out here who likes to do anything. I can't find him. It's not that I don't want to be this. It's just the things I like to do. I don't want to just do Netflix and chill. I want to go here. I want to do that stuff. But so many black men today make me as a black woman feel bad for wanting better. So either I go with a non-black man or I go without. Women aren't our enemy, man.
Said it again.
You know me. You know my views, but you have.
Brother said it again. Women are not the enemy. They're not. He coming back. The brother had to take a minute.
A lot of us should be ashamed of ourselves today. They don't even have to beat us anymore. Because you quit before you even get in the ring. You're not getting in the ring like Jack Johnson and fighting for the heavyweight trophy. You just saying, fuck it, I'm not gonna box. It's easy to beat men who don't show up.
Y'all heard that right.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
So that's the tact on this channel. I demand excellence in performance. You will perform. So will I. We're gonna get there together, but there will be no bullshit over here. No, we can't do it because this. We can't do it because that. We can't hit this channel. And if this ain't the way you flow, do yourself a favor and leave, because you're not going to be happy, because I'm going to push you to be a better version of yourself, to not just be here, to go out there and do something. Appreciate it, RJ. That brother right there, multi-six-figure brother. You black women should be lining up in Arkansas to try to find that man. Move your ass to Arkansas. Get in this goddamn inbox. That brother he's made the money. He's got the security. And all he wants is a feminine, inspirational, beautiful, submissive woman who will allow him to take care of her. And what does he want in return? Your cooperation and some sons. You want to keep going to the cocktail parties by yourself? Black men, understand something. Where you want to be, what you want to get to. I don't think anybody listening to this has had a water hose turned on them, dogs sicked on them. The shit that our fathers and our grandfathers and our great-grandfathers and all those people had to go through. We got to do better.
I'm gonna let them keep on cooking, man.
I'm tell you right now, you get in the comment section, you got some slick, stupid shit to say, I'm going to invite you to the block button. I can do my part to help you look like you, look in place, look the part. I can help you look like you fit in these places. You've already done the work. Do the last piece of work here. And then the whole show your work thing is great, but you gotta do something. You cannot stay in the house. You cannot stay on the couch. We build the airplane while we're flying it.
What I always say.
Your thick tongue, your big lips, your southern accent, your street slang, go. Go. Don't know the rules, learn, go, figure it out, do better.
Bring it back on me. That was a very important video. That's why I got kind of rattled when I started showing it and it froze. I really wanted to show that video. Black men, you belong. You've done the work. It does not make sense to me that we'll go out here, do the work, get some cheap ass food, and then bring your ass home. I did it for years. So I'm never going to say shit that I haven't done. I'm never going to tell you to go do something or try something that I wouldn't be willing to go try, unless it's something with heights. Your boy don't like heights. But y'all know what I'm saying. I'm not going to try to push you to be better in a specific area, but I'm not willing to go try something similar in that area to get better, just to have another experience. But again, I got to ask, brothers, are we really listening to Kevin Samuels? How many brothers have y'all had these conversations with? I just want you to think to yourself that you had these Kevin Samuels relationship YouTube talks with, just in general, whether it's YouTube or not, just what's wrong with these crazy assholes. Whatever conversation you done had, and you hear guys talking a certain way, but moving a different way. Everybody's going to be RIPing it up tomorrow because the brother passed a year ago tomorrow. But that's why I had the question on the thumbnail. But did you take action? We all miss him. those of us that rock with Kevin said, we genuinely missed the brother. In this space, that was like losing Kobe. Genuinely missed the guy, missed his content. Was hoping I was one day gonna get a chance to meet him here in Atlanta. That's gone. But one thing I will not do is rock with this man's content and then turn around and not be doing the work on myself. Because how the fuck I'm gonna hold women accountable? I'm not holding myself accountable. How I'm gonna hold you accountable as a brother and I'm not holding myself accountable? Iron sharpen iron, steel sharpen steel, whatever you want to say. One hand wash the other. Both hands wash the face. The community, the brotherhood is the face. You do your part, I do my part, everybody gets to eat. And then this is again coming from a self-proclaimed, I've done the work to look at myself. At my core, I am a Sigma male. I'm a loner, but I ain't no goddamn fool either. I know when it's time to come back to the pack. I know that I'm useful to the pack. And I know what benefits I get from the pack. Now it's fine once everybody done ate and killed the carcass together and broke up the food. It's okay to go back to your respective corner of the world and get back to the work. Because no matter how tight your pack is, it's only strong as your weakest link. I just said it the other night. It's only as strong as that motherfucker that can't hunt no more. We're going to get into that in a second. I'm going to keep on sliding to these videos. That was one of the longer ones, but I thought it was very important. I wanted to start off first to dispel the myths that Kevin Samuels hated women, because he said it in his last video and the one before it, women are not your enemy. Then he started holding black men accountable for, you're doing the work. Why aren't you going to these places? Why aren't you sharpening those skills? Let's get into this next one. I'm going to try to walk this timeline of age. First, we're going to start out with the 20-year-olds. Here this shit go again. Doesn't want to play. Y'all bear with me. The last one we just saw. Nope, so I'm going to have to drag it over again. This is killing me. I don't know why these won't open. Had them all loaded up before we started the broadcast. Oh, there we go. Y'all bear with me. Give me a second.
I would tell more young men to do this. Keep your head down and eat crap until you're 30. Get out there, fail, try some things. Spend about 5 to 10% of your time dating, all that other kind of stuff. I don't expect you to be a monk. Relationships, love and all that stuff, it may not sound nice, will come later. You really need to know if you can work with this person long term, because we're messy, complex people, and we have to have a higher tolerance for failure. It's not that men don't want to be with women, they just don't want to lose it all.
That comes in that work as a young man. I did it kind of backwards. I was focused on trying to be a family man and all that in my 20s when I didn't have everything established. Because again, I know my parents' story. So me coming out of that household thinking that was going to work. But then I had to wake up to the real world. I had to take off the rose-tinted glasses. Again, my dad was coming off a divorce. My mom was just young. She ain't have shit. I think I said it before. My dad had pots and pans or bed sheets, and my mama had pots and pans or bed sheets. Something, one or the other. But they only had one. I think my mama had the bed sheets. My dad had the pots. And that's how they started out. And they've been going 43 years strong now. So being a young man in my 20s, I wasn't gonna say I was so focused on pussy, so to speak, but I did want to solidify something early. So I'm thinking ahead. This is just Kofa. This is how I had to get a control of this shit. I'm thinking ahead. Me and my old lady, we get together as youngins, had these kids early, get these kids out the house, and then live our best lives in our 40s. That shit didn't work out for me. Some other brothers that have. Some people, they started out like that, and now they divorced and miserable as fuck. So I'm kind of glad it didn't work out for me, because you don't know which way it's going to go. But I'm gonna get to this next video, another short one where he's giving advice to roughly 30-year-old men. Yeah, here we go again. Why does it keep doing this to me? But it's all right. I will not be defeated.
Because you're making $14 an hour at McDonald's, you can go over to On Q or Circle K or a convenience store and make another $14 an hour. $14 an hour one place is $28,000 one year. Then another 14, that's $42,000. Then you can actually be in a position to move out of your mama's house, move into an all-furnished apartment, get you a little sugar shaker or a bike, and get out there and start doing something.
Let's say there's a 25-year-old man. Let's make him 30.
Okay.
30-year-old guy. He's staying at home.
Shout out to the roommates.
Working at a fast food joint, making $18,000 to $22,000 a year.
Okay.
Not a lot of confidence, not a lot of skill sets, but he wants to be a leader. He wants to have a happy relationship, and he wants to leave a legacy. What is your advice to a man in that position?
Stop digging. You already did stop digging. First thing, I'm big on therapy, but if you're in a position where you don't have a lot of money right now, every company you work for has an employee assistance line. You need somebody to talk to. We're not in a church like we used to be. Find someone who's a consultant pro bono. The second thing, because it has to start with the head. We can't get the head right.
Y'all see where he's starting at. Starts with your mentality. You can go do all this work, be this big time player, always had women, all that shit. But it start up here in order for you to make an actual change, not look like you're making a change.
We get nothing. Second, you making, he's working full-time at a fast food place? Mm-hmm. Good, I need you to have another part-time job. Because you're making $14 an hour at McDonald's, you can go over to On Q or Circle K or a convenience store and make another $14 an hour. $14 an hour one place is $28,000 one year. Then another 14, that's $42,000. Then you can actually be in a position to move out of your mama's house, move into an all-furnished apartment, get you a little sugar shaker or a bike, and get out there and start doing something. See, men, we have to work. I cannot hear that I'm broke, and then you're only working 40 hours a week. That does not compute with me. You gotta work. You gotta work and you're getting paid for the hours. You know, here's the thing: this thing to start correct themselves. Once a man puts himself in a position where his head's a little bit on straight, and it does not have to be perfect. You can't wait till this is perfect. You got to do all these things at the same time. Start getting your head on, getting your head together, get the hours up, and then you have to get a skill set. College ain't for everybody. It's not everything everyone needs. Get a trade. There are plenty of things to do. What is going to be useful? Get a trade in something that's going to be useful. We have to get back to where we value blue collar labor. You know, I'm a big proponent of blue collar. I call them blue Henrys. You know, yeah, the white collar.
Break down what does Henry mean for people who don't know?
Henry is high earner, not rich yet. That came from Forbes. And see, the white collar men get all the shine, but you know, white collar men, it's a longer path, takes more to get to the end, and most small business owners are blue collar. Plumbers, electricians, HVAC technicians, truck drivers who own a logistics firm. There's a lot of opportunities. We mentioned Gary Vee. He wasn't a great student. He's a multimillionaire and owns one of the most prolific social media firms in the world. Get your head right, get your money, get you some sort of certification or skill to where you can actually start making yourself of use, because fast food is not a long-term thing. Then you got to start networking with other people and start working together. When you work with a group of people, one of the reasons my career went the way it was is because I was with a group of 7 people to where we all moved each other up. I only want you in the house sleeping, showering, and on the bathroom. There's no reason to be at home. You gotta get the work done, because here's the thing.
The video ended. I don't want y'all to think I just cut him off mid-sentence. That part that I was able to snatch it ended right there. But that's who you have to be. And if you haven't been that guy, you're going to have to start now. You might be starting late, 30s or 40s, but you're going to have to stack up them hours, man. When I was working on that bank truck, sometimes I was working 50, 60 hours a week. Over, if I'm going to be honest. Those were some long ass days. And for those that don't know, money is not light. You talking about lifting weights, a box of damn quarters. That's like picking up a 50, 60 pound weight. paper money is heavy when it's balled stacked on top of each other. So again, for the younger men, bro, you got to put in the work. This is going to be the common theme. The common theme of the channel when I'm talking about men getting better. What is your work? He said some type of certification. I think who was that yesterday? I think it was Joseph. I don't think he in here today. He was saying he knew a dude that was an underwater welder. You know how much money that dude is making to throw on some scuba gear and go and make sure piers don't fall apart, welding things underwater, fixing ships. I just got a tech certification. I got my AWS cloud practitioner certification. It's the baseline, but now I can get to go to the next one. Again, keep scaling and skilling up. I'll have that before the end of the year. Again, I had some things to tackle on the bird that I have in hand at my 9 to 5. Don't forget about what's buttering your bread already either, brothers. Don't just get in these YouTube spaces and think that you're going to be this great entrepreneur. Again, I warn men, stop doing the shit that women are out here doing. We talked about it yesterday. They have all these entrepreneurial courses and all this shit and manifest. And I'm slowly starting to see men try to either sell this shit to other men or pick it up. Nothing's going to beat work. Nothing beats work ethic, fellas. That plain, that damn simple. Go to the next video. I guess it's going to do this all the way through. Don't worry, I got my videos lined up. Now that I realize.
You know, I'm a staunch defender of men and average guys, but average guys, I'm going to tell you, you got an uphill battle. Unless you are an exceptionally good looking, attractive, charismatic, quote unquote, Chad or jawline average dude, you got problems. Because a woman will have sex with you, but they will not allow you to use them. Women allow themselves to be used by men they respect. And the sad part today is most women don't have little to no respect for men. This is why you can see women talking about short men. You listen to a woman talk about a man having a preference. Women all day long can have preferences on a man's height. And not only will there be a preference.
Another video in it. But again, as I always say, brothers, uphill is the way. I know it's a harder route. I know we use it in terms of it's difficult to execute. But when you're trying to scale up, right? And you're trying to go forward. What goes forward and up? A hill. So yeah, it's going to be harder. Think about it like this. All that negative stuff, all those different people, that's nothing but gravity trying to pull you back. So it's going to be tougher when you're fighting an uphill battle. But when you're going uphill, you're going forward and upward. Aren't those the two directions that we always say are positive things? And like I said before, when you get to the top of that damn hill, you got a whole different view than everybody else. But you're going to have to fight like hell to get up there. That's where the work comes in. I think I'm going to do a part 2. How long we been cooking? We've been going a little bit over an hour and a half. Man, I got so many videos lined up with Kevin. So I am going to bounce back tomorrow. Let me check on something real quick. Don't go anywhere. Because I am going to wrap up with something. I'm going to wrap up with the same thing tomorrow. I just need to check my hours real quick. Matter of fact, for those in here, man, let me know what works for you, 6 or 9. What works for y'all tomorrow? 6 p.m. or 9 p.m. It's Friday. We just chilling. I do got to work Saturday. I got to throw on that uniform Saturday. So let me check these hours. So 6 or 9 for those that's in here. Might go ahead and hop back on at 6. It's looking like 6 going to be the time. So yeah, I am going to hop back on at 6 tomorrow and play the rest of these videos. All good, Corey. Corey says he may not be home. It's all good. All good. Because there are a couple of videos I do want to get into. Again, where Kevin is talking to men and what we need to do. Just because the brother's gone doesn't mean his words ring any less truer. He gave us a lot of blueprint. He gave us a lot of game to work with. And I don't mean game as in hustle and finesse. I mean solid work ethic type of information and advice. Don't be like the brother from one of the other videos trying to argue and go back and forth with him. It's unnecessary. You know at the end of the day as a man, you're going to have to put in some work. Again, simplify it. I told y'all the story about Michael Jordan. That has stayed with me since I heard about that. Simplify your game. Get some easy shots from the free throw line. Knock down the shots that you know you can knock down. Before you know it, you got to win. Before you know the next thing, you got a championship. You well on your way. But I am going to play this to close it out because it is about the Godfather. So this is one of my favorite scenes from the movie The Godfather. We'll revisit it again when we talk about Kevin again tomorrow. We'll be back at 6. But again, let me give you this last one. If it plays.
What is a high value?
Oh, that's for tomorrow. I don't know why my video won't play. Corey, I appreciate you rocking with me. This shit is killing me, man. I got to figure out what's going on and why it doesn't want to play. Oh, now I got to go to something else. Click this. Y'all stay with me. Don't go nowhere. Almost got it. Damn near lost the video. This is frustrating. There we go. Found it. Here we go.
Spend my life.
One of my favorite scenes from The Godfather, a movie Kevin Samuels always talked about. That's where I got the beat from. And that's where, you know, he got the title, The Godfather, from. So again, if he's going to play The Godfather, I never saw myself being in this space, but I want to do the best that I can at it. So dub myself the Michael Corleone of the microphone. Now this is the effort I'm going to put in. Corey Joe says, no, I don't got StreamYard or OBS. I'm using Ecamm. It ran smooth yesterday. I don't know why these videos are doing that today. We got a slight glitch in it, but let's get into this last video and then we're going to call it quits for the evening.
I spend my life trying not to be careless. Women and children can be careless, but not men.
I spend my life trying not to be careless. Women and children can be careless, but not men. For those that say, oh, it's just a movie, remember it started out as a book because we'll read every other self-help book. Brothers, again, like I'm trying to teach y'all to listen and decipher a lot of this shit quickly. A lot of the bullshit that's being said by women or even about women sometimes coming from brothers. I want you to be able to take the positive things you see in life, whether it's from a movie, a book, a TV show. Everything is education. Everybody is a teacher, whether you like the person or not. You may not like the lesson. You may not like who's giving the lesson, but everybody's a teacher. Everybody's trying to teach you something, whether they like you or not. You got to be smart enough to take it and take what's useful, discard the rest, and add what's uniquely your own. Bruce Lee. Take what's useful, discard the rest, and add what's uniquely your own. You are the author of your story. Again, like I said, we're all just stories, but you get to pen it, you get to decide, and nothing's gonna beat the way you decide your story, the way you write your story, like your work ethic.
It's not personal, son. It's strictly business.
Don't forget to start going to some of these places that may not be black. Open your horizons up. If we don't never go to those places, they're never going to be black. And black doesn't have to mean something negative. Get rid of that nigga mentality. Go ahead and wrap up. I think that's all the comments we got this evening. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. when I had those small glitches. I appreciate y'all being here. But again, I ask, did you really listen to Kevin Samuels? Did you do the work? Have you taken action? It's going to be the same question tomorrow. We're just going to do part 2. As always, brothers, you matter. You're not crazy. Make better choices. Peace.